What's up everyone, John from ARTV coming at you with a quick webcam video because there's a lot of new songs out right now and I want to talk about at least some of them. I mean, there's a few that I just found a bit too boring to really talk about all that much. I'm not a fan of the new Neon Trees song, for everyone who's been asking. Probably about a 2.5 out of 5 for me, but that's besides the point. I'm kind of busy working on some other stuff like like what my shirt says there on it, but I did want to get out a quick video. Sorry for the low quality, sorry for the shitty thumbnail. Yeah, it was just something that had to come together very quick, and I had limited time, so let's talk about first Weezer's new song, Mexican Fender. It's out in the world, along with Pacific Daydream, the announcement of an upcoming album that I am excited for. It's coming out in October. The Black Album is not canceled, for everybody who hasn't been paying attention or maybe didn't hear the Zane Lowe interview, but they actually retweeted something that Zane put on Twitter confirming that basically the Black Album has been put on hold, but it is not being canceled. So for all those wanting that darker Weezer content, it's coming, I'm sure. Just hoping it's not a whole Chinese democracy type situation, but at least Weezer is still putting out albums in the meantime, right? So Pacific Daydream has so far had Feels Like Summer, which I loved. Loved seeing that live. Loved the track from really the first time that I heard it. And I know a lot of people have a problem with it because it's so different, but with Mexican Fender, I guess this is more of a people pleaser because it's guitar driven once again. It has kind of the classic geeky lyrics from Rivers Cuomo, and it's about this interaction that he had with a girl, and he's talking about, oh, it's so hot, it's 100 degrees, but she would only go in up to her knees, she won't get in the water, they're at the beach, and all the events that transpired that day. And I like it. It's kind of a cute little song. It's got a nice guitar melody on it, although I think I like the verses more than I like the chorus. Something about the chorus just isn't driving it in. It's not hammering it in for me to make me be like, okay, I need to come back to this song. But at the same time, I think that those verses are so catchy to me, in my opinion. It's just kind of more minimal with the guitar striking on this one, and then it's a little bit more fleshed out during the chorus. I don't know. It might take some time for some people, but me personally, I'm liking it more than I'm disliking it. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, we have Younger Now, the title track from the new Miley Cyrus album that's coming out on my main channel's 8th anniversary. A lot of September 29th releases. I am going to be busy that week leading up to and after, I'm sure, my channel's anniversary, but I'm excited for that. Younger Now is a new direction from Miley, and obviously a departure from Bangers. If you heard the lead single Malibu, you already know that. And I thought that that was kind of a tune from the heart right there. It's something that's to be cherished, I think, from Cyrus at least, just because it seems like she's embracing where she came from once again. And Younger Now is all about that, and it's all about owning the fact that she did these things, not trying to put that out of view, but saying, maybe I'm a different person now. You know, she put out Bangers in 2013. It's been 4 years. Obviously, people change. They go through phases and that sort of thing. I think Cyrus was kind of on a wild tear for a while there. And it was a bit hard to watch at times because obviously I knew her as Hannah Montana, but you know, people can do whatever they want to. Not trying to shame her at all for that. I'm just glad to see her back in a more settled down direction, something that's more in line with her roots. And I would have to describe this new track, Younger Now, as being in kind of an almost folk rock type vein, and I like it. It comes across kind of effortless, and it flows with these guitars. It's kind of happy in the sense that she's talking about her past life and where she is now, but she's not embarrassed of that. So honestly, I think this is a pretty cool track. It took a little bit to grow on me at first. I couldn't tell. I was like, do I like this or not? And it took probably about 5 listens for it to really sink in for me. But I do like this one, so I'm going to have to go with, you know, I was originally thinking 3.5, but I might even give that a light 4 out of 5. Next up, we have your boy, Dallon Weekes. That's right. He's finally back. Not the Brobacks. No. For everybody who was wondering, no. It's not the Brobacks. I'm sorry. But it is a new project. It's called, well, the abbreviated version of it is IDH, it's too many letters. IDHB TFM. I don't know how, but they found me is what that stands for. And it is Dallon Weekes and Ryan Seaman, formerly of Falling in Reverse. He was the drummer for them, now parted ways earlier this year, so now him and Dallon Weekes are teaming up for something, I guess, while Panic at the Disco aren't really touring or anything. Obviously, Brendan Urie's been busy with his Broadway musical, and now that that's wrapped up, maybe he's going to be doing some more writing and that sort of thing for Panic's upcoming. But in the meantime, Dallon's got some downtime, so why not start a new musical venture? And this new track, their debut single, is called Modern Day Cain. The video for it is pretty cool, and it definitely reminds me of kind of Gerard Way's video for, I believe it was No Shows, the one where it looked like kind of like an 80s talk show set. And they're making it out to look like it's in the 80s. But as far as the song itself goes, I can definitely hear those 80s influences, kind of like that kicking drum, a little bit of the synthesizer during the chorus as well. Very danceable, and Dallon seems quite confident and smooth on this one, and it's a jam. Honestly, I like it, and I'm excited to see what else could come from this. I'm going to give it a 4. Now we have a major pop alert. We have Pink. I wanted to talk about this song because I have been liking it. It's very loopable, like start to finish. It's called What About Us by Pink. She's been gone since 2012, 2013. Obviously, that's when she was dominating with The Truth About Love, her last album. And it's hard to believe, 5 years between records. But Pink definitely takes time for her family, her kids, her husband, and I'm excited about this new song. Even if it is a little bit more of a synth-driven direction, you can still hear some acoustic guitars, and it's catchy. It's not like the best song out there, and I think it's definitely going to be like a radio hit that gets overplayed and overexposed and that sort of thing, but I'm happy to see Pink back. I love her vocals on this one, and it's an endearing song in terms of the actual lyrics on it as well, because I feel like she's talking about you know, not just like what about us, like as in a relationship. It seems like she's talking about those who get overlooked and forgotten in the spotlight, whether it be like orphan children or other problems, victims, and that sort of thing that aren't able to speak out. What about us? And it seems like it could be taken at surface level as kind of a shallow tune, but I think it's maybe a little bit more than that, especially just judging from the single artwork from this. But I'm excited to see her back with a new record. Can't wait to give that a listen. Even though I have been looping this song a lot, I still don't think it's like anywhere near her best material. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Next we have Julien Baker, the sad queen, the sad emo queen. Just an electric guitar mainly, and her voice. She's got a new track for you to cry to. It's called Appointments. And I don't know if there's a new album around the corner or not. I haven't heard as of right now, recording this video, but I sure hope so. I'm going to be covering Sprained Ankle and a Patreon pile-up review on the main channel very soon. Had a viewer request that, and that excited me because I wanted to talk about that album, but I didn't get into it until like too late for me to cover really in just one video. So I'm going to be doing a pile-up with a Sprained Ankle review. Anyways, Appointments, her new track, doesn't really stray from the formula. It's sad. It is something that is going to let you vent your frustrations to it. And if you're not familiar with Julien Baker, she's a very, very talented singer-songwriter that plays off of minimalism. It's really just her voice and a little bit of electric guitar that's being played quietly for you to focus on. And that's really it. That's really the main thing here. And this song, once again, builds up. She does a great job of doing that and then just unleashing vocally. And that's the moment whenever the tears probably want to start falling for you, especially on some of the cuts from her album. I know that was the case, like Rejoice, where she would just get really loud and there would be that crescendo with her vocals. And here on Appointments, the track, my main complaint, maybe it's a little bit lengthy. It's over 4.5 minutes long, but still, she gets the job done here, and I'm excited about it. I hope that a new album is imminent. I don't think it's her best, but still, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Finally, we have to talk about the new Evanescence, not remix, but reimagined version of Bring Me to Life, the Synthesis version. Obviously, Synthesis being the new album that's coming out this fall, containing new orchestral mixed with like electronic and maybe a little bit of hip-hop as well. I don't know. There's a little bit of a beat going on this one, along with the electronics and the orchestral element. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I really like it much, to be honest. It's called, obviously, the Bring Me to Life, just Synthesis in parentheses next to it. And obviously we don't have the Wake Me Up vocals from Ben Moody because he's been gone from the band for so long, and he was the one that did that originally, if I'm not mistaken. But here, it just seems kind of flat. I was thinking it would be something just very like epic and grandiose and over the top, And they've always had that element to them, like maybe a little bit of like a symphonic metal vibe at times, especially on Fallen and a little bit on The Open Door. I don't know. It's weird. The beat kind of throws you off, and the vocals feel much more isolated here, and I don't know that they hold up compared to the originals. So honestly, not really a fan. I'm gonna give this kind of like right in the middle of the road, a 2.5 out of 5. But what do you guys think? Sound off your thoughts on any of these tracks in the comments section down below. Hope I didn't miss anything that you guys were really hoping that I would talk about. Anyways, I got work to do. I'm out for now. Thanks for leaving a like on the video if you're able to support on either Patreon or else Tad. All you gotta do, watch some ads and it supports ARTV in the process. Every 500 Tads that you earn on the free app, second link in the description down below, is 50 cents donated, and you can do that daily. Thanks so much, guys. A couple of recent videos floating below me, socials in the description, and I'll see you very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.